In fact, how was now coming to, since ये question आ ही गया, how was that experience? OTA के बाद फिर वो जो probation में जो लगती है, how was that? Because being in the Marcos base, I have seen people train, लग जाते, they break you. एक दो जो officers who were part of the mess, वो बेचारे सुबह train करके रात को mess में आते थे, तो mess में भी उनकी लेते थे full time. So how was that probation का experience? Like totally out of the world, OTA से जाके अपनी लगाने के लिए गया, तो how was that?
So civilian life थोड़ा बहुत भागम दौड़ी सब चलता था, but then suddenly OTA में गया, then said यार ये अलग बार है, मर जाऊंगा मैं यहाँ पे यार, this is going to kill me. You feel pukish, exhaustion levels are so much that you might, then you reach that bar, okay, यहाँ तक fitness आ गया, then you throw yourself into a place like para, they say that यार ये तो नहीं चलता, ये तो standard ठीक है, फौज में होगा, यहाँ पे नहीं चलेगा. Then they raise the bar to another level. Everything, like if you're running X kilometer, 2.4 दौड़ रहा है, 5 kilometer दौड़ रहा है, the army standard is the same. वहाँ पे भी same है, by law same है, but the unit doesn't accept this timeline. No, unit wants this, है ना? This is the gap. यहाँ तक आप excellent में हो, नहीं वो excellent नहीं चलेगा बेटा, यहाँ पे ये excellent चलता है ना? So firing का capability, ambidextrous firing, so you take anything. It is good enough to be, if you can shoot from one, but not in special forces. Special forces you need. I never winked at a woman in my life, but so I didn't have to use the other eye. But when I went to Nair, I had to use both my eye, otherwise I would be out. So you learn a lot of these things very clearly, different skill set. But more than anything, the people around you are already sort of some people think that they want to be part of special forces. They volunteer and they come because they like the maroon and they think it's pretty cool, but there's no coolness in it, sir. Okay, it's different. वो तो मैंने तो पहना ही नहीं है maroon uniform में, हम तो ops में रहते थे. So the people who come there pull you through, and there is no, at least 9 में sir वो they know very clearly किस लिए आपको probation करवा रहा है. ऐसा नहीं कि आपको शराब पिला दिया और तुम दौड़ो, वो सब ड्रामा नहीं है 9 में, ठीक है? They are super clear what sort of an operative they are looking for. They're super clear about the mindset. And if you're a vegetarian, great, yeah, you're a vegetarian. Nobody's going to say tum wo karo. But of course, there are phases where you need to eat something.
Exactly.
So that's the time where you need to be flexible also. As an operative, you need to be flexible also. So you can't just say, no, I'm sorry, man, I'm not going to go through the survival training because of X, Y, Z. No, then you're in the wrong place.
Exactly.
And they systematically build you, sir. They systematically build you, but the standards are extremely brutal. Extremely brutal. Psychologically, mentally, emotionally. There is no way somebody motivating you will push you through. Let's be very clear. We both can be doing probation, and if I am falling back, you can motivate me to this much. But
exactly,
if I don't have it in me, it has to come from within. If it doesn't exist, आप तो sir भूल ही जाओ वहाँ. Don't even think of going there. Do a service to yourself. Don't even go get injured. And injury is another part, sir. There are so many places you can get injured that if you can't take care of that, then you might be in trouble. So one needs to protect oneself to be an operator to start with.
But then कहीं पूरे उसमें कहीं ऐसा लगा नहीं कि ना fuck it करके ना छोड़ देता हूँ.
Fuck it every day. Mostly क्या होता है sir? Sleep deprivation is a, ठीक है, you can run, you can climb. There is no limit. There is no rule there, right? And ऊपर से when you think that you're going to get some rest after 30, 40, 50 kilometers in the mountains and running, and then you come back. आज तो और भी होगा, but I'm saying kilometers back and forth, and you thought, okay, you did such a big event and you may get rest. You're supposed to get rest. That's humanity. But then you may end up doing another. There is no rule to it. The question is, are you going to give up or not? Because combat is not going to be easy. It is not going to be on a schedule. Roster नहीं आएगा कि आज operation खत्म हो गया तो वहाँ पे दूसरा team नहीं है तो you'll have to do another operation. So it continuously goes on like that. Question is, are you going to give up or not? They are only bothered about that. So sleep is extremely important, but you'll never get it. When you don't get sleep, your brain starts working in very funny ways. Very, very funny ways. It's like a devil coming to you and telling you to give up. It's so much, sir. It's so much that sometimes you're literally in tears, but you can't cry also. कि करूँ क्या यार? कभी-कभी सोचता है यार मैं इधर मर जाऊँ. So you are running up the mountain somewhere in a trek or something, and you see a cliff, and you're like, dude, यहाँ पे लुढ़क के मर गया तो कोई problem नहीं. At least people will not think I gave up. It pushes you to that sort of psychological level of thinking that I can't let my pride go. So I hope the earth splits apart and I just go somewhere. Avalanche ho jaye, main usi mein doob jaऊं. So you can't give up. You can't give up, sir. It tests you. It's not kind.
So were you a good swimmer पहले से good swimmer थे या पार?
No sir. मेरा दोस्त लोग ना जो कोची में था वो बड़े हरामी है. सिखाने के चक्कर में take you to the deep end, then drop you there, and then you're drowning and drinking water, and they are having fun. So things like that. So I never learned swimming in spite of living next to the sea. OTA में गया, I was #1 weak swimmer. So जब बाकियों को छुट्टी मिलता था, I used to be in the pool trying to learn swimming. कर कुरा के सर clear हो गया. But then when you reach a unit like 9, then sir, you will learn. You will be drowned to that level where you are tired of feeling that you are going to die. Now यार थक गए यार, कितने बार सोचोगे अभी मरूंगा मैं. वो भी fatigue आता ना. It's like that, no? When you first time you're in an op area, you're so worried about IED jayega, somebody will shoot me, something will blow up, and you're constantly at that state of mind that something's really bad going to happen to me. First day, second day, you have to be in a combat zone, so alert, but at the same time that thought is also going to dawn on you a lot, and that kind of drains you. There is a time very soon you will get tired of getting scared to die. Because bandwidth nahi hai sochne ke liye. Because you need to do professional stuff. You need to focus on other things. This is like it's taking unnecessary compute power in your brain. Isko chhod do jaldi. And that earlier you accept that you're dead anyway in this profession, and then you can feel that way. Just let me focus on the work, the better it is. And that's the only way people will allow you to walk also with them. Your men, the biggest thing is, just because you're an officer, no, 9 mein kuch nahi chalta, na koi SF unit mein chalta hai. The paratroopers are the one who decides whether you should be part of the unit or not. Not because you can run, you can do 100 things. No, nobody cares how good you are physically. The men should feel that, yes, this guy can command us. They will take a call, not you. So your probation is clearly decided by your men. And they are super good at what they decide.
Seriously. Yeah. In fact, same thing, na Marcos ka when
same, sir.
I remember one of my जब मैं कलिंगा में था तो one of the officers who was very close, हमने साथ में ऑप्ट किया था तो हमको जाने नहीं दिया 2 लोग, but he could go being a permanent commission, and when he came back तो हम लोग ने उसको पूछा कि सर डर नहीं लगा क्या, तो ना कभी ऐसे होगा या गोली चल जाएगी या कहीं से कुछ होगा. Exactly same thing is what he said. बोलते यार सोचने के लिए टाइम नहीं है भैया, उतना बैंडविड्थ like you said ना, तो उतना बैंडविड्थ ही नहीं है कि हम बचेंगे मरेंगे, वो चांस ही नहीं है उसमें, तो सोचने के लिए टाइम नहीं है. So I think all you guys have lived life that way, seen so close. Death would have been like by a whisker always. I remember talking to Vivek, and when he said वही है कि ना जो पहले मार दिया बादशाह करके. So that was the thing.
Sir, that is so true, sir. See, we spoke about bandwidth, right? Why is bandwidth so important? The bandwidth is so important because bullet really flies really fast. It's really fast. And almost like the speed at which you blink your eye. And if the other guy happened to be more attentive, you lost the game.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that, sir. So if you preoccupy yourself with another thought that is not the prerequisite of being in that operation, rest assured you lost that fraction of a second. And we are talking about squeezing a trigger. I'm talking about seeing each other also, and who squeezed the trigger and who thought how to squeeze the trigger. Not just in a jerk, you pull the trigger and then goli kahin chala gaya. Nahin. I mean, you have to have that control of, you're not pulling the trigger, squeezing the trigger. Minute things, even in the heat of combat and firefight, if you don't have that kind of slow thinking, things are going fast, but you are operating at, slow motion type. आपका हर चीज slow motion पे है. Everything, sir, 10 seconds will look like, I'm not exaggerating, 10 seconds will look like a minute or two. Because you're ultra focused. Your reception of information is way higher. And the other thing is sixth sense. We don't talk about it much in life, but walking in the jungle or walking in the mountains or in a hostile area, always constantly like an animal. You're like an animal. You are in the environment. It's hunt season on. You're hunting. Be the hunter or the hunted. It's a game like that. So constantly, your every sense is so active, apart from your eyes, ears, smell, and everything. They are also super. It's amazing how body works. Sir. When fear and the desire to stay alive, and also the desire to protect, that instinct, when it kicks in, your smell will become even more powerful than it used to be. You just pick up smells that are so tiny, sir, so tiny, and so far away from. इतना सेंस हाई हो जाता है. एंड देयर आर ऑलवेज, मेरे साथ तो होता था सर, कभी कुछ होने से पहले ना, कांटेक्ट वगैरह होने से पहले या कुछ होने से पहले, आई गेट दीज गूज बम्स एंड आई गेट दीज सेंस दैट यार कुछ गड़बड़ है. तो वो सिक्स सेंस ना, हमें खुद ट्यून करना चाहिए इस बात को हमेशा. लुक इनटू योरसेल्फ इज वन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इन टुडेज लाइफ आल्सो. गट फीलिंग जो है, पीपल डोंट इवन पे अटेंशन टू गट फीलिंग्स दिस डेज. गट कैन नेवर गो रॉन्ग.
कोई एक ऐसा, आई डोंट वांट टू कोई सीक्रेट ऑपरेशन नथिंग, एक ऐसे कोई व्हिच यू रिमेंबर, आई एम श्योर यू वुड बी रिमेंबरिंग लॉट, एक ऐसे कुछ शेयर कर सकता है ऐसे, आई मीन अगेन विद इन द लिमिट्स ऑफ योर नहीं तो नहीं करके ना, कहीं गया या ऐसे.
Okay. Hey, so I won't. I don't do that, but yeah. So I'll speak generally, sir. I'll speak generally. Generally, sir, our operations are longer. When I say longer, anybody else would have just walked and gone and hit the target and come back. Like, मान लो एक घंटा चलना है, हम चलेंगे उस तरीके से कि आपको 5 घंटे लगेगा या 10 घंटे लगेगा, 1 घंटे का सफर. Now that sounds stupid to most of the people who would have seen us walk. like यार तुम लोग कितने डर के चलते हैं. तो हाँ यार, हम डर के ही चलते हैं. It's always that, right? We are scared because we know what can go wrong and how things can go wrong in how many ways. We've seen more than you, perhaps, because we've walked a lot also. So most of our ops are generally harder targets to acquire, sir, which are very difficult for others to, and mostly high-ranking targets who has the protection of the entire community as such. Generally, the higher you go, the community's desire to protect them increases. That means if you move from this village to 10 villages across to hit the target, this village will relay that entire information by the time you reach there. That is the power of protection that is offered to higher ranking, high value targets. So everything that you do becomes ultra secretive, and by nature you don't want to share even that. I spoke about poker face, that aspect, because there are people who are porters to civilian staff within the cantonment who would come and operate. You might have a cook, you might have somebody who brings in food or sabzi, or there are so many people. The moment you step out of the camp, there are 100 people watching you from the mountains. कोई देख रहा होगा, है ना? So इतना मुश्किल होता है सर कि secrecy maintain करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. Number one. Number two, people who come and give information have always a double mind. If I don't know any scientific method to read people, okay, frankly, but I clearly know the 9-para way of reading people, because that's what you learn from. एक source आ जाता है, आपको बोलेंगे सर वहां पे ये है वो है, आप चलो मेरे साथ. अब ये reality भी हो सकता है सर, रास्ते में ambush भी हो सकता है. So there isn't a real clear way to say that whether this, you're not putting him on a lie detector, and some people are so pro that you can fool a lie detector also. My point I'm trying to make is that the sources come to you. It's a matter of life and death how you decide as a troop commander or a team commander, what you work on, what you walk on. Okay. The other thing is, sir, we trust the people who we say we trust. What I mean is, if somebody is, if we've decided that we will work with you, I'm talking about a source or somebody who is, let's say, come to the right path, given up those lifestyle, being a terrorist or surrendered and come to the mainstream or whatever it may be. If we say that, hey, we trust you, we're gonna let you walk with us, work with us. We won't just say ki for the sake of saying it. We vet people. Once we bring them within our community or our family, into the nine, into, acha yaar tu hamara source ban jaya, chal, that kind of thing. We genuinely mean it, sir. We won't fake it, because sir, log na fake jitna karo, wo bhi sir chawli khate sir, hai na? So when there is a true bond, even if he's a surrendered terrorist, doesn't matter. He's come to the mainstream now. Everybody needs an opportunity in life to change. All right, and we're not here headhunting madness. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. पुराना unit है sir. We value the cultures. It's important to respect the culture. It's important to respect the elders there, the women there. We are there to protect them. So that mindsets are very important, sir. So wherever we go, sir, we have always given respect, and that has paid dividends to us. They hate us because one of theirs is gone. The gaon wale karte hai, but even the body, we give it that respect. If somebody is taken out, we give that respect. We don't treat it bad, because the world is watching. You have to give. That person also fought. Think about it. We don't have any personal enmity against anyone, sir. We are professionals. So we give that respect. So everywhere we have gone, sir, we've seen this play out good for us. That converts to better sources. The desire for people to work with you, that you will protect them, that we will take care of our people. We don't just like treat them as a commodity. We treat them as family in sort of way to say. We have rehabilitated their families, those who have come to the mainstream, who work with us, taken care. We continue to take care of them. A promise made is a promise made. And good units are built on those traditional old school values of honesty. You can't fool people, sir. If you're in the long run there, it has to be genuine. So unit like mine has taught me those values. Shortcuts nahi hai sir yahan pe.